literally, I think I took a nap. I like fell asleep around 5 or 6 and didn't wake up till the next day. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's okay. I just wanted to help you if you were.
Yeah.
That,
Sorry,
so.
my dog has a zoomies right now, so if I have to stop for a second, that's probably why.
No worries. Alrighty. So, have you saved Order Pro as a shortcut yet?
No, I've never touched Order Pro before in my life.
Okay. So if you log into your back office,
okay, I'm here.
If you go down to the bottom where it says business sites,
okay,
there is an Order Pro tab there. So you just hit Order Pro. And what I did is I just kind of dragged this down into my little shortcut bar. I don't know how it is on your computer, but then it's just always there. I think it's under Order Pro right here. Cool. So that'll take you there as well. And when you come in here, you're just going to hit this orange little bar where it says new order. And then if this was like a link for you, your own party credit, sorry, my husband's mowing the lawn, so you might hear that. You're going to put in like your information, but if this was for a hostess that you're closing out for her, you're going to put her name and address and phone number, email, all that.
Okay, so now I'll just put my stuff.
Yeah. And then once you get all that info in there, the next thing you'll want to do, it should automatically like pick the tax rate for you.
This says 8.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
right?
Huh?
Does that sound right? Just says 8.
Yeah, it's probably based on like your tax wherever you live.
Okay.
Should be at least when you put the address in, or if it was for your hostess, it would be based on their area.
Okay.
And then the most important thing on this page is where it says ship to.
Mm-hmm.
You want to click to, if it wasn't you, you would want to click to hostess.
Okay.
If you forget, it automatically defaults to consultant, and you will probably get all their books on your doorstep.
Great.
Which would kind of suck. Even though you put in this, like you think, but it's here where it says ship to, like it defaults to consultant. Right. So if you hit hostess, and hopefully it'll go to this hostess information, right, and you won't have to pay, especially if it's a really huge party. That's going to kind of hurt to have to pay for that.
Ship all that.
So right after I put it in, I automatically just drop that down so I don't forget. If you forget, sometimes I'll like go back before I actually process just to double check that I put in.
Right.
And then from here you hit the orange toolbar again, next step.
Okay.
And then order name. If it's your launch party, then you'd put your name, or if it was for hostess, I'd put her name. It just is kind of an identifier if you have to go back into the order. That's what's going to go up, so you kind of know what party goes to what. Cool. Or who does and what. And then order type will default to home party. That's what you leave pretty much for any like home party or Facebook party or anything like that. Okay. If you ever need to put in like a book fair order where you get the 50% match from Usborne, if the order was $250 or more, sometimes you're raising, you're earning books for a preschool book fair, or maybe you have a cause. Like one time I donated books to the hospital for the oncology department. So I raised money and then placed a big book fair order so I could get that 50% match from Usborne once the total's $250 or more. Or if you had something else like consignment that you're ordering, but usually it's home party. And then here is party date. You can put your launch party date or your hostess party dates if you want. It might be helpful. Say you wanted to go back in and check, oh, they haven't hosted for 6 months. Maybe I could message her and see if she wants to do another party or something.
Okay.
So that could be helpful. I don't always put a party date, but that might be helpful for future.
So like for me, it could just be like today's date and that'd be fine.
Yeah. I just sometimes just leave it, whatever pops up. And then your little selections are going to be a little different. It should be something like, yes, I'm offering double rewards, or yes, I have scheduled a future booking.
Yeah, so will you be offering double free hostess rewards, and then the second one that you have on there. It says.
Okay. So since you're in your 8-week incentive, you can click the double rewards. I believe it just disappears after
the 8.
so it won't even be an option. And so that's when you have at least 250 in a hostess, you can click that. That gets you your extra rewards.
Okay.
And then you're just going to hit next step again. And then from here, there's a blue circle that says import event. And so if you click that, it should give you all of your open parties and then your launch party. And so you want to select your launch party one.
Okay. All right, I did that.
Okay. And so by doing that, that's what like helps your free and half price credit to show up. It should be like your total retail sales up here at the top.
Yeah. HP total retail sales through 3169 includes eShow.
Okay, so like home party. And the next thing to do, they're different halfway down. It says type of selection. So there's some different selections here. You might not have as many as I have, but it should say full retail, free, half price, and then party bonus book. Those are kind of the categories that we use most for this. If you ever need like catalogs or maybe a flyer or some stickers or whatever, there's a supply category here.
Okay.
And you can kind of go through there and check out like any of the images and it'll show you kind of what they have to offer for supplies. But for now, we're just going to go to the free host rewards section.
Okay.
And then once you have that imported event, it should say how many allowance remaining you have there.
Okay, it says 100 even.
Okay, cool. And then from here, you're going to come back up to the big purple bar, says search by, but change that to ISBN and contains.
Okay.
And then that little screenshot that I had you do, I always ask my hostess to like put all their free and half price books in a shopping cart, take a screenshot and send it to me because when you do that, let me go to my site real quick. When you do that, when you have a shopping cart, you're going to be, I have them include the picture of the books and the numbers to the left because if you have them do that, then you just take those numbers and then you come back here to Order Pro and you can type it in and hit search and it brings up that exact book.
Okay, cool.
Sometimes like there'll be like a hardbound or a paperback and you just kind of got to be conscientious of the price and making sure you're adding the right one. But if you add just the number that they have in the shopping cart, it'll come right up.
Okay.
It just makes it go super fast. If for some reason that number's not popping up, there's like a binding drop down right here. And maybe they wanted the library edition and you have to hit show all or just try hardbound or library and search. And then that should help you find that book. Cool. As you search, and so I searched that number and it popped up right here. Mm-hmm. You have to hit add to make it come down under the selected. Oops. Oh man, did this to me last time. I don't know what kicks me out like that.
I did add it though, so I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then just watch as you add because if you double click it, just like thinking it didn't add, sometimes it'll add like multiple. See how it added one and then two more. Yeah. If you have like a whole list of books and you don't watch each book drop down, I've done it in the past. Like I've ordered duplicates, not realizing that it like had dropped down already. Yeah. So just check those quantities here on the far left. And so whatever drop down you're in, like we were in the free, but if your hostess wanted half off, you have to go to the half off drop down and do the same and then add whatever credit to the half price. Gotcha. Sometimes I don't add the specific, like say she sent you 2 lists. Sometimes they do that. Here's my free and here's my half off. Right. Well, I just kind of fit whatever credit fits best to use up all of the free and whatever half off. So sometimes you can mix it up. Just make sure you go back through and double check everything. Okay. And then the last thing is the party bonus book category. So anytime you have a shopping link, whether it be your own shopping link or your launch party or a hostess party that has $100 or more, Usborne is going to give you a $50 credit at 65% off. And so maybe I promised my hostess $20 in free books for hosting, or a free book, or whatever, shine a light. Once her party hits $100, you get that at 65% off. And that's the goal, is to at least hit that level. That way you get it for cheaper. And you just come to this category, the party bonus book category, same thing, ISBN contains, and add in her book. If your hostess had a prize winner and they live local, sometimes I'll just message my hostess and be like, hey, do you mind if I include Sarah's book in your order, and you can get it to her? And usually they're pretty good. If for some reason that hostess doesn't live local, you can come here, halfway down it says add, and you just hit add, and you put the prize winner's name and address and whatever. If you don't have her email, that's fine, just put your own there. And what that will happen is you'll add a person for shipment. You can ship to one other address from this category.
Okay.
And you can get that at 65% off. Maybe you just order a mini book for her.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have it shipped separate. The only thing with doing that is, and you have to select, instead of hostess, you have to select the person you added, make sure it goes into that subcategory for her, or else it'll show up in your hostess order. It'll ship separate. You just have to pay the $6 flat rate shipping. And I feel like that's pretty much the same as if I mailed it from home anyways, because the padded envelope's usually $2 or $3 and the shipping is like $3 or $4 sometimes. So it's like the same price.
And it's more convenient to just ship it directly from the website.
Yeah, way more convenient. What was I going to tell you? Okay. So if, say you used only $20 of credit, but you still had $30 remaining, and maybe you weren't shipping to a prize winner, you could also use that add yourself, and maybe order some party prizes or some books that you wanted personally.
Okay.
You'll take advantage of the remaining of that $50 credit.
Does that expire?
It does expire once you officially order and close these books. Yeah. Okay. If for some reason like you're on here and you lose internet or it kicks you out, don't stress. You can go back in and re-enter that order. It'll save everything for you, your progress, without like having to hit save every time.
Right.
So that $50 is basically yours to use to reward a hostess, or order prizes, or to use to your benefit, to benefit your business. Okay. To find those mini books that we talk about for prizes, you just have to change it to title contains and then just hit mini. And then all the mini books, they have like mini phonics books. Like here's a phonics book. They have like mini wipe clean books somewhere in here. They have like rainy day activities, which are like mazes and stickers and stuff. They have the Sticker Dolly dressing princesses and ballerinas. Wipe clean books. They're actually like a mini, like they're the same version of the big book, but just like a smaller version. So they're cute. And then I like the spotters guides. There's like a wild animal spotters guide, and they're pretty big, like pretty thick. Yeah. So any of those, I started out like sometimes just with the cheaper ones, and they're only $2.50 at 65% off, so you're only paying like $1. So with your launch, if you're able to financially, I would probably get like 5 or 10 of those just as backup, just in case you didn't want to ship it separate, from this order. And then once you kind of get all of the books that you want in there, and you just hit next step again. And this will bring up your little receipt. Like here's your free amount. I kind of just look for the important things, like if they used any half price rewards, it'll say total selected and this is their portion. Party bonus books, how much was used of that, the shipping totals and the tax. What I do is, like, say I promised them $20 and I'm only paying 35% of that. So that's like $7.50 of my portion. I would just deduct $7.50 from the total, or if you paid shipping, make sure you add another $6 to that. And then that's the total I give her. If that's like too hard sometimes for you, then you can just enter all of her stuff except for the party bonus prize stuff, and then go to the next screen and see what her total is, and then go back and put in your party bonus and just deduct the two totals. So sometimes that's what I'll do. And then when you come to the next screen, so next step again, you're going to add a customer payment here and say her total was like $50. You just put $50 in there, put all her, what type of card she has, her card name, card number, expiration, zip code, and the 3-digit code on the back, and her phone number. I've never used check number. Maybe you could pay for with check, but nobody really does that anymore, so I haven't ever used that feature.
Cool.
And then you just hit add payment. This box doesn't disappear once you hit add payment, but it'll say right here like customer payment added. I think it's in orange or yellow, and then you just close out that box. When you do that, it'll tell you customer payments is $50, consultant owes $7 or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
And then that's where you put your information into here under consultant payment.
That makes sense.
I always put the customer in first because sometimes I'll put my information and then I'll go add customer payment, but when you come back, all your information's gone. So you have to re-enter it again.
Might as well just wait.
Yeah, so just wait and just put the customer first. You can go back and edit it. Say you like entered something wrong, there will be an edit feature there.
Okay.
And then when you're done with all the payment, then you just hit next step. And it'll tell you if there's any credit that you haven't used. Do you want to use it? And if you do, then just go back previous till where you add more. Then you hit review. It'll bring up a customer address, and I just verify with them, hey, is this correct? Send them a screenshot, or if you're on the phone with them, you just double check all the address, and then you hit submit. When you hit submit, it'll say like your order number, and then at the bottom it'll say post to expense ledger. And you just want to click that little post to expense ledger. I think it's like orange box.
Mm-hmm.
What that does is when they send you your little tax form at the end of the year, they'll keep track of anything that you put in through this Order Pro for tax write-off purposes. If you buy any books for yourself or anything off the shopping site, or maybe you went to Office Max or whatever and bought office supplies, or you did a booth event or any of that kind of stuff, you can write off. So you can write off like your own cell phone or your internet, office space. There's a lot of things that you can write off. So just keep a note of that in your phone or somewhere.
And this would be like self-employment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do
So
that for my husband, so I know what you're saying. Just kind of add in all the things that you can.
Yeah, I try to like just keep a note on my phone, but even sometimes I don't do it right away. And then next time I'm like, dang, I know I bought that. Why didn't I put that in there?
I can't remember now.
As soon as you do something like that you're paying out of pocket, take a screenshot or write a note in your phone so you remember, because it's hard to remember like a year later to dig through all that.
True.
And that's pretty much it. Like, it's just going through those steps. Once you've done one or two, that's super easy.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I only had like $80 worth of stuff in my cart because I only thought I was getting like $80, but instead of 100, so now I'm like, what books do I want?
Yeah, so that's exciting. That's a lot. $100.
That's a lot. I didn't know about that much. I guess that first party really helped.
Yeah, for sure. That's how you kind of build that little library of stuff that you want. So, no, you did good. Any other questions on any of that?
So you're saying for my prize winners, I would go through and do it under the second one you showed me, not the free party. What is it called? Not the free host rewards, but the
party bonus.
The party bonus, yeah.
I mean, if you didn't want to pay the 65% off and you wanted to use $5 or $10 or $20 of that credit for prizes, you can most definitely go to the free category and do your title contains mini, and you can get those for free as well.
Can I ship them to them from that?
Not from that screen, no.
That's something I would have to go and ship.
Yeah, you'd have to ship personally. So only way to kind of ship separate would be from the party bonus category. Okay. So, yeah.
I mean, they're not that expensive, so.
Yeah, they're super affordable.
Yeah.
If like later on, if you did, maybe you took out some consignment for some booth events or something, you would come into the same thing and you just hit this reconcile consignment. and you would put like how much you sold and then add that to the order. And then it's kind of confusing, but you could say you took out $800 of consignment, you get a 50% match. So you'd have $400 for free.
Okay.
And then you could come in here to the free and put $400 free. So then you really only have to sell $400 to reconcile the $800.
That makes sense.
Or you can sell the whole $800 and then pick out $400
True.
of free books that you want to come back to. So you can either reconcile it and not have any books shipped to you, or you can sell them all, reconcile, and then pick out whatever you want and just pay the shipping and tax to get you the 50% match.
Gotcha.
They were talking about the $5 book fair in the team pages. So it's kind of run the same way. Like you'll do the event, take everybody's orders and payments, and then place one big book fair order and get that 50% match to kind of make up for the discount that you're giving people, because you'll use some of that match to get them for free. So that's different options down the road, but
right.
So that's the gist.
Okay.
Oh, if you have like, did you earn some of the climb stuff, didn't you? Did you get to that?
I just was checking that after this last party I had. So total in personal sales, I'm at 505.
Did we hit that on the first 2 week for?
Yeah, this is the beginning of my second week, I think.
We're at 505?
Yeah, I'm at 505 in total sales.
Do you have a section that says climb or incentive period or?
In my order pro?
Yeah, under the drop down.
I don't. Let's see, I started. Stop. Dog's beating up my cat.
Okay. Hold on one second. Sorry.
You're good.
I locked my husband outside.
Hiding anyway. Quit. Stop.
Oh, I got so mad at him last week because he locked me out. We were in the backyard playing, and then he left and locked the door. I did the same thing to him. I just locked him out of the house. I'm like,
that's funny.
Okay,
so I started April 1st, which was like 10 days ago.
Yeah, and you're at 505, so that most definitely should qualify you. It might take some time for it to pop up.
Okay.
But I have YOS because that was like the old incentive program, but yours should probably say climb or Connect 4. Is there a Connect 4?
No. There's full retail, special delivery, free host rewards, half price host rewards, customer specials, promotional items, supplies, book supplies only, party bonus books.
Okay, well, it should pop up probably under your Connect 4. Oh, I have $100 of credit in there.
Nice. Way to go.
I didn't realize I had that. It's probably under Connect 4 or Climb, and you'll have that credit pop up. So you can just come place an order just for that as a new order. Okay. Or if you had like a link that you're closing out credit, you can save it and close it all out at one time.
Okay.
So
should I wait to see for that to pop up, or will that be okay?
When does your, what, Ollie? Let's see when you're 8 weeks.
May 27th. If I counted that right. I may have started.
It should pop up between.
Actually, I may have started either the 30th officially, now that I'm thinking about it.
When are your.
My party was the 1st, so I think I signed up the day or two before.
Okay, so your first climb ends on the 13th. Oh, yeah, so you might want to wait like 2 days.
Okay.
Because I think it should pop up after your first level. So you're like your first 2 weeks.
So after the 13th, okay.
So after the 13th, I'm hoping it should pop up into there, and then you can add that $25 into your more free.
So I should wait, so I only have to pay one thing.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, you can wait and use it later, or you can just wait to close this and then try to add those at the same time.
I can just wait. I don't like. I'm not in a rush to get any right now. So.
Yeah, you just get everything set up and in there, and then you just pop in those extras.
Cool.
So that's cool. So yeah, whatever you earn throughout that, it'll show up in that little drop down category.
Okay.
And then, do you understand back office at all? Do you have any questions like on any of that, like how to navigate, what that means?
I think I've started figuring it out mostly.
There is like a little training. Well, right here is kind of like home office challenges, but it should say like your Climb or your Connect 4 and kind of like what you've earned in that.
Right.
If like next year, once they start the trip points, it'll tell you where you're at for earning trip. Any recruits that you get within that trip earning period, you're going to get points on their sales too. So their sales help you to earn your trip faster. And then anybody that you help promote to like team leader, that gets you extra points to earning the trip too. So, and then like there's different like step up to leadership and where you're at, what you need for those. If you need like a better little training, just come to training tab here, and then it'll have down here a little bit further, there's a back office tour that you can check out, or there's some different little training modules for Climb and stepping up to leadership and different things as well. So
cool.
That's that.
Okay, I think I get it.
Okay, cool. How are you feeling with your upcoming parties and everything?
I think I feel good. Sarah told me that she has a lot of people interested.
Good.
I asked her for a number, but she was tallying it up.
Okay.
So I think the party will go well. She doesn't want to host because she's doing Pampered Chef full time. I mean, not host, being consultant.
Yeah.
But she said maybe like in the future, like when things get steadier with Pampered Chef and all this stuff goes down, she might be interested. So
okay.
Keep her in the back of my mind for that in the future.
Yeah, just keep a little note on your computer or a binder or in your phone of like any potentials, anybody that shows like the slightest bit of interest, and then just kind of keep in contact with them, non-business related, and then like every few months you can check in about hosting or recruiting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps because sometimes you forget about people if you don't write them down.
Right.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you get stuck on any of that. And I can help you through that.
Great.
Okay. Have a good Easter.
You
Have
too.
a good weekend.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.